This Sports Blitz podcast is brought to you by LMG. Grow your business through logo design, paper products, and video production. Visit leemarketing.net to learn more.
The Savings Drive to Nissan of Sylacauga, Highway 280, Sylacauga, Alabama.
Welcome back to Sports Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and S&S Discount Tire. This segment brought your way by Dane Sharp, attorney at law, 256-825-4631 for all your legal needs. And again, we're in the Auburn Blitz segment of the show, and we'll go to the Dane Sharp, attorney at law hotline and welcome in Andy Graham here on the Auburn Blitz. Andy, thanks so much for being part of the program, as always.
It's always good to be here.
Always good to talk to you, Andy, and we're back to game week, and it's time to see what this version of the 2013 Auburn Tigers can do. Last year it wasn't a lot of fun, me and you, during this segment. Only 3 times Auburn came up victorious. I think it's going to be a lot different this year. I'm not saying Auburn's going to win 10 games and compete for anything, but first of all, let's start right there. And I'm going to throw it out there for you to give your prediction early. What's the score of this game on Saturday?
Wow, we're coming out of the gate firing, okay. Right now I would say that because of all the things that Auburn's dealing with in the secondary and, you know, the strengths of Washington State, I think it is going to be a high-scoring game. Right now my prediction is Auburn 41, Washington State 27.
41-27, and again, Nick Marshall, a lot's going to hinge on him. I think Auburn people are excited to once again see a new starting quarterback out there. The last couple that we've had since Cam Newton left have not panned out very well. So, you know, with that being said, for them to score 41 points, it's going to take a great effort by Nick Marshall. We know about Auburn. We've been talking about them for about a month now. Let's talk about Washington State a little bit. Who to look for, Andy, on the Washington State side?
Well, it looks like, you know, Washington State had a pretty tough year, just like Auburn did last year. They went 3-9. It looks like they're going to name Connor Halliday as their starting quarterback. He played, I think, about half the season last year. He had a decent year. He had completed about 50% of his passes, threw 15 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, but was sacked 22 times, and that's going to be the big thing. With Washington State, their offensive line, they bring back at least 5 players that have started or started last year. Like when you give up 22 sacks, or when you give up the most sacks, one of the most totals in the country, that can be a bad thing, you know, to bring back players like that. 3 of the starting offensive linemen are probably going to be walk-ons. So this is a place where Auburn's going to have to, you know, take some advantage with their hopefully improved defensive line play. It's no secret that with Mike Leach, Washington State's going to rely heavily on the passing game. They only averaged 29 yards rushing last year per game. I mean, just horrendously low. Anybody in the SEC that would average 29 yards rushing, you know, wouldn't win a game. So Washington State has some very talented receivers. They're going to throw the ball around quite a bit. They have 6 receivers returning that caught 20 passes, 5 receivers returning that caught 30 passes. So they have got some capability in that area.
Well, Andy,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sorry, Andy. That's the scary part of what we're talking about here, because I think Auburn is extremely weak in the secondary and a lot of questions to be answered back there. So if this turns into a scoring fest and maybe Nick Marshall comes out and struggles a little bit, Auburn could possibly be in trouble in this game.
That's absolutely true. And that's the thing that, you know, the big unknown. Now, you know, in Auburn's favor, I will say that, you know, last year they played, you know, very poorly on the defensive side of the ball. But one reason for that is because, you know, the defense was out there so often. You know, Auburn's offense was so anemic and was 3 and out over and over again, could not have any kind of consistency. So the best friend of, you know, a defense could be a good, powerful offense, especially if Auburn is going to try to run the ball as much as Gus is saying that they are. So that and the fact of turnovers. turnovers are a big part of Auburn's defense this year. You can hide in, a multitude of sins with a lot of turnovers. I remember the 1994 defense was not, they gave up a lot of yards, but they turned people over time and time again, and especially in crucial situations. So that's one thing, and the ball being in the air so much Saturday night, there's going to be plenty of opportunities for Auburn to get back, get on track right out of the gate for the turnover margin.
Andy, one final question here in the Auburn Blitz segment sponsored by Dane Sharp, attorney at law. What is one thing you're going to take away from this game on Saturday if Auburn's able to win that you're going to say, I liked what I saw? What are you looking for that's going to tell you that Auburn's made some improvements?
Well, I'll tell you, my column tomorrow is about do you remember when Auburn football was fun? Somebody sent me an email that I had already seen before, but it was Jim Five's 20 greatest calls. And you go and you watch that, and it's all these games from the 80s and 90s, and you see, all these games, and you see how all the team was playing for each other. I read an article by Philip Marshall today, and it was quoted an interview with Kyle Frazier, and he was talking about last year about how they had so many people missing workouts. He said there were these little groups that were complaining about this, complaining about the coaches. Last year was not a team. This year, I'm looking for, when the team celebrates a touchdown, you see 10 guys out there celebrating. When somebody makes a tackle, you see the whole defense celebrating. I want to see a team again, and I'm ready for Auburn football to be fun again. And points are great and wins are great, and I want Auburn to win, and I think they will win, but I want to see more of a team coming together and playing together, playing for each other. And if that happens, then that'll excite me a lot more than the score.
Well, Andy, I think you'll definitely see that because that's what Gus Malzahn is trying to reinstill in this program and get Auburn back to where we're all used to Auburn being, and that's right there at the top of the Western Division competing for championships. Andy, been a pleasure having you on tonight, and again, this time next week you and I will be talking about the results of this game, so I'm already ready to talk about it. We appreciate being part of the program each and every week, Andy.
War Eagle.
War Eagle. Thank you so much. That's Andy Graham here on the Auburn Blitz segment of our show, sponsored by Dane Sharp, attorney at law. We come back, Andy and I will discuss this Auburn-Washington State game and break it down. Then we'll have the Bama Blitz segment brought to you by Mike Bradbury. We'll have Luke Robinson on. Then we'll break down the Alabama game. So stay tuned. More Sports Blitz Live presented by JR's and SNS Tire right after this.
Jungle. Hello, I'm State Farm Agent Karen Chanel. I specialize in helping families and individuals like yourself in the Alexander City and Lake Martin communities. With over 20 years' experience with State Farm and a dynamic team of licensed professionals, I am committed to helping you manage the risk of everyday life. And we not only consider it an honor, but a privilege to assist you in meeting your insurance and financial services needs. Whether you call in, click in, or walk in, I sincerely look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Alexia Marine on Cherokee Road in Alexander City has boats, new and used, Landau pontoon boats. They are your Mercury and Suzuki dealer. They service ATVs. They have water toys, accessories, and parts. A little bit of everything. Go to AlexCityMarine.com. They also service and summarize your boat. Alex City Marine is your one-stop marine shop in Alexander City.
Hi, this is Brian Bice, and for almost 50 years, Bice Motors has been changing the game with the best selection, prices, and service in Central Alabama. This season, we're doing it again with a game-changing attitude. We are Central Alabama's Ram Truck headquarters with a huge selection, all at rock-bottom invoice pricing. Go along with the all-new Dodge Dart with up to 41 miles per gallon, or add some muscle to your game with a powerful Dodge Charger. Come see how Bice Motors has changed the game again with Central Alabama's best selection and service, where we always say,
we guarantee the lowest price, or we'll pay it if it's price twice.
Bradbury Medical Equipment serves the Lake Martin area's needs with durable medical equipment and respiratory care. Bradbury Medical Equipment is home-owned and operated, providing skilled, qualified, and professional people to set up and deliver all of their equipment. Bradbury Medical Equipment provides 24-hour service and will file all insurance claims, making claims trouble-free. Located on Airport Drive in Alexander City, Bradbury Medical Equipment, a history of neighborly care. Call them today at 256-215-8654.
Did you know that